the less privileged. And we normally concentrate on services that would ordinarily be hard to access, to be accessible by different people, especially the less privileged. So we do what we call needs assessment, and we find where we can do intervention. And we have found through the interaction with the Association of Parents and listening to their challenges, we find that actually in Uganda there is need of intervention to do with the rehabilitation of the children, and at times adults, who have gone through medical conditions, but then they have got to come out to the society and be able to be integrated in the society. And we facilitate through either financing or availability of some of our members like Dr. Zalamba, who can give the services at no cost. And that's how we come in. And normally we do partnerships with our international Rotarians. And in this case, we are doing a partnership with a Rotary Club in Canada called the New Westminster. It is found in Vancouver. And we have, and again here, His Voice Uganda, to see beyond the parents that have come together. Can we first of all be able to inform other parents that this facility is there? But again, when this facility is there, the few parents cannot manage some of the equipment, especially the specialized equipment that is needed to assess and at times to help the professionals. In this project, we are targeting on availing the equipment, but also on training the human resource so that we can be able to do these interventions from here.
Now, Doctor, having looked at the desire, the dream of Rotary Kololo, when you talk about the services, because you said, what next after surgery? From the medical perspective, why is this very critical?
Now, Robert, the hearing appliances are of different types. Many times we have those that we fit outside the ear. But the technology of a cochlear implant is relatively new. I can tell you that when I was doing my postgraduate, the technology was being developed in around 1980. But over the years, it has been improved, and it has been perfected up to this time. And indeed, Eddie will tell you more about those that have been have had that surgery. Now, that surgery is complicated. Not every ENT surgeon can do it. And right now, we are trying to get our Ugandan ENT surgeons to practice and actually perfect the art. But it takes a lot of time, because you are dealing or working in a very small place, but just behind the ear here, and so it needs a lot of perfection. And I'm glad that our colleagues and partners have been able to help us to put up a laboratory in Makerere Hospital, where our graduates, those who are doing postgraduate and those who are already working, are practicing to perfect that art of fitting hearing aids properly. So we are looking at fitting, but once you are fitted, then you have to be rehabilitated and taught how to do it. And that's where Eddie comes in and his team. Yes.
Now, Eddie, yes, doctor says that's where you come in. Please throw more light. What is that rehabilitation? Because usually one believes that after a surgery is done, after an aid is given to someone, maybe all you need to know is how to use that properly. Exactly. But now here we are talking about rehabilitation. Throw more light into that.
Thank you, Robert, and thank you, Doc, for the elaborate explanation of hearing loss is broad, and it starts with the fact that society has not embraced it so much. So we live in a society, I talked about hearing loss being invisible, so where people are not appreciating the fact that somebody doesn't hear well. So rehabilitation begins with, first and foremost, bringing people to speed to appreciate that so-and-so is not hearing, my child is not hearing. To go against the grain of stigma, because hearing loss is stigmatized so much. Look at the labels that we use for people who don't hear, don't want to use them. Now that alone withdraws families and individuals from going to the doctors. There are times when parents come, when they've come back from the doctor's room and say, I can't imagine they have told me this because I have never had something like that. So rehabilitation begins right on the onset, so that you work with the families, you work with the individuals, even if they're adults, to appreciate that they have a problem in hearing, and it's not that they need to be ostracized from community. And it also has two ways. For children who are born not hearing, you don't use the word rehabilitation, because what are you rehabilitating? So we use the word habilitation. So once children have been diagnosed with any form of hearing loss, again, doctor said it's a range. So depending on what intervention this patient has received, it could be a hearing aid, it could be a bone anchor hearing aid, it could be a cochlear implant, it could be a stem cell implant. And all these things are available now to treat hearing loss. So when somebody receives this, comes to a rehabilitation center where you take them through learning how to use the technology. Because hearing loss, I'm sure the doctor will tell you, that deprives you of the incidental learnings. So we want to bring children to begin, because Robert, where did you learn language from?
Society, parents?
Society, parents, and family. So we want to appreciate that we can learn language from home. So the family plays a big role in helping the rehabilitation take place. By them not looking at this is supposed to be for Dr. Zaramba only, I will only take my child to Dr. Zaramba. No. So rehabilitation is broad. So and helping also the society appreciate that we hear. And in addition, we look at what is the challenge of this child. Is it delayed speech? Because if somebody has been not hearing and not speaking for some time, then you need to work with him or her to be able to learn to speak. Now, at our center, we actually advocate spoken language for children and adults with hearing loss. Spoken language. It is a way of using the residual hearing, and you work with rehabilitation, you work with speech therapists, you work with audiologists, because we also need the audiologists to be able to program the gadgets well. I'm sure this is a topic that my colleague Dominic loves, because without the audiologist being available, the input is going to be corrupted. So you want a good signal so that the brain is receiving the right signal that you can use to interpret sound. So if that sound is distorted, then the results will not be so good. You will have the gadget, but it won't be so good. So rehabilitation is a broad thing. We are looking at you, the way you're behaving. We are looking at society. We are looking at the technology, and we are looking at enabling you to learn how to use spoken language.
Now, Dominic, Eddie has just talked about experts needed. Now, as Lottery, I want to interest myself in knowing more how you're going to be working with the center to realize effectiveness. These gadgets are expensive. If it's a surgery, that one I don't even know how much it can cost and how many Ugandans can afford it. Lottery depends on good-hearted people that give. One time a friend told me, Chirabo, you can't join Lottery. I said, why can't I? Said, you need to have so much so that you're able to give. When those people are fellowshipping, you just look at the parking lot. So you're not yet there. But then I spoke to one good friend of mine, who is Honorable Mike Sevaru. And he told me, no, giving is not having. Giving is the heart that is willing to sacrifice the little you have to share and solve a problem. Now I joined some confidence to join. I gained. I hope soon I will be. Now, with that background, this seems to be a massive investment and continuous putting in. So how are you going to go over this?
Thank you, Robert. As I indicated, we are trying to facilitate. And facilitation comes in different forms, basically around three. One of them is the financial, the other one is technology, and the third one is the human resource. So we must have all these put together. And as Rotary, we come in to give a helping hand. To begin financially, we want to make sure that even when something may be classified as being expensive, but is it available? The availability is very, very important. Now, if you interact with these parents that formed the association Uganda, Hear His Voice, what they went through to have their children fitted with gadgets, to have their children rehabilitated. I interacted with Eddie, who had his child fitted in the United States of America. I interacted with the other lady who had her child fitted in Germany. And they had to spend 6 months in Germany after, an operation. After an operation, you remain in Germany, and that comes with a lot of costs. One of them is the cost of upkeep, but the other one is social. You are deprived of access to the other children, your people, your gardens, if you are a peasant like my father. And that is a very big cost, not only to the parent, but also to the economy, that this person would be at home being productive. So we are saying, can we have these services available in Uganda? Now, after availability, then we see how we can, for example, subsidize as Rotary. Because our understanding, like on this project, we are targeting mainly 2 items. One is to make sure that the equipment for rehabilitation is available. And when we talk about the equipment, is about if somebody has been fitted with the equipment, with the gadget. These gadgets work on programs. The programs must remain online. You get me? The system must remain working. So we need to have the equipment that can assess whether the gadget is still working or not, and if it is not working, why, and it can be reprogrammed. And we think once this is available, that means that the rest we would be paying for the salaries of people who are maintaining them. Number 2 is the human resource. When we talk about an audiologist, when we talk about a speech therapist, we have been importing these people from especially, USA and Canada to come and speak to the children. We want to build the capacity. And we think that once this is available at home, we have already cut away a very big expense of somebody traveling to Germany, somebody traveling to India, somebody traveling to America to have, their children attended to. But number 2, we have cut out, we have gained, because these people will remain still productive in society. So as Rotary, what we come in to do, and using, the good-hearted people, like Zalamba, like myself, like you when you come, is that at the end of the day, if you have been eating 5 meals a day, we know you can survive on 4 meals. Give out 1 meal to somebody who is less privileged, so that at the end of the day, we can benefit. I have told people as Rotarians, we focus on helping others, but at the end of the day, we have found actually helping ourselves. You can imagine, we have had, different programs, whether it is in economic empowerment, whether it is in health, whether it is in education. And one center that we helped is in my village, in Ntungamo. And right now we are acquiring an X-ray machine for that center, so that their imaging center can be complete. But imagine, you know, the number of accidents, people with, you know, TB. Who knows one day that I will be beneficiary of this program. I've told you that I've interacted with a young lady who was a teacher of mathematics and physics, already at that advanced stage, and her brain was rubbed off, and she's going through rehabilitation. Who knows one day that actually that is going to be me, that is going to be Eddie, that is going to be Robert. So when we are helping others, let's focus ourselves that actually we could be in the long run be helping ourselves. So Rotary comes in to make sure that these facilities, these services are not only affordable, but they are also available next door.
Well, Doctor, I wanted to supplement, to add on something.
No, he's very correct. You know, the availability of services is very crucial. And as I say, I'm proud that Rotary Club of Kololo has made it possible. Even for our surgeons, as I said, to learn a little more than they would used to. What we call that laboratory, what we call temple bone laboratory that were put up in Makerere University Hospital, was not available in the country. And we have been struggling to get, you know, our students to do that, you know, to do that practice, but it was not possible. They would have to go out of the country. But Rotary Club of Kololo has made it possible for the surgeons, the young ones, the senior ones, to be able to practice on handling that impairment, especially for the hearing impaired. So we are very, very grateful for that.
Well, now allow me go for that break with that good news that our very own are now being trained, and also we have that laboratory that we believe is a game changer as far as restoring hearing to many that could have never had an opportunity to hear again. Let's return shortly.
Live from UBC studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
International Women's Day is celebrated annually on 8th March. It is a time to reflect on progress made, to call for change, and to celebrate acts of courage and determination play by women. On Saturday, 8th March, Uganda will join the rest of the world to commemorate International Women's Day. The national celebrations will be held in Changwanzi district under the theme Accelerate Action for Gender Equality. The President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, will be the chief guest. Join us for the live broadcast to witness outstanding women receive medals in recognition of their achievements and contributions to the country. Happy Women's Day.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Attention all young people of Chigezi, Honorable Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs and National Vice Chairman, PLU, Honorable Dr. Balambaruga Hariatenyi, cordially invites you to the Chigezi Youth Day Symposium and Rally. Join us this Friday, 21st February 2025 at Kakakunda Playground in Chigezi, Ruchige District for an exciting event packed with Poverty Eradication Crusade, hear from key crusaders and strategies to overcome poverty, football, cheer on your favorite team in the NRM Youth vs PLE football match, entertainment galore. Enjoy delicious eats, refreshing drinks, and thrilling entertainment. Youth empowerment. Learn from youth livelihood coordinators and other youth program coordinators on how to benefit from government programs. Launch of basic skilling programs. Our special guest, Honorable Balambaruga Hare, will be joining us to make this event even more unforgettable. This event is proudly powered by Dr. Sylvia Alnaitwe, the driving force behind Ruchige's development. Mark your calendars and gather your friends. We can't wait to see you there. 2026 Vote Mosei, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break, and thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. Still, I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono, and this morning I earlier told you we are focusing on health and looking at rehabilitation of children with hearing impairments in Uganda. And just to know more of my panel, yes, I have Eddie Mukaya, who is the founder and executive director of Hear His Voice Uganda, just in the middle there. I have Dr. Sam Zaramba, who is the past president of Kololo Rotary Club in Kampala, but also an ENT surgeon. As we talk about the hearing issue, definitely you need that medical expert, and with a very rich background when it comes to Uganda's health system, because he's a former director of health services at the Ministry of Director General Health Services. And then at the extreme end, I have Rotarian Dominic, who is a project contact person for Rotary Club Kololo. Now, we were still looking at the work that Rotary is doing, but also what needs to be done. Now, there is a campaign starting next week that is going to be looking at screening people with hearing impairments and see how best they can be helped. And I don't see any better person to start with or to speak about this than the contact person of Rotary, that is Dominic, on this project.
Thank you, Robert. As Rotary Club of Kololo, we have tried to build the capacity. One, we have established a screening center at Makerere University Hospital where individuals can go and be able to screen against hearing. We have a mobile van which has been procured with our help, but also with the help of Hear His Voice Uganda. And this mobile van is stationed at Hear His Voice in Ntinda, where you can also go and be screened. And as I said earlier on, in this particular project, which is intended to help our children be rehabilitated after they had undergone a medical condition, a surgery or otherwise, or fitted with equipment, we want to screen our people, our society, to see those that are able to hear and those that are not able to hear. And this screening starts next week on 24th, which is Monday, and it will go on for about 4 days. So we invite the population, but especially to bring the children, because it is their right to get to know whether they can actually hear or not. So we invite the population to come for free screening, so that at the end of the day we can screen. And those who will fail the screening test, they will be pushed to another level, which is now diagnosis. And the diagnosis, the doctors will possibly explain that the screening is to know whether you are able to hear. The diagnosis will be to tell the degree of hearing, to see whether you can be helped with only treatment, because there are those degrees that they can help, they can only do the treatment, or you need a gadget, and if you need a gadget, do you need a hearing aid or you need a cochlear implant? So that then when you have been helped, and this project we are only providing for people who have mild issues where they only need the hearing aids, and we shall be able to facilitate close to 70-75 individuals. We shall be able to cater for them in this project. But importantly, we are targeting to make sure that this center is able to provide the services of, testing, but also being able to rehabilitate. So we are buying the equipment for the center, and we are also training the human resource at the center to be able to handle the screening, but also to be able to handle the rehabilitation.
That is very interesting, because it looks at the journey till the end. I want to believe that, and that is the center in Ntinda. Now I'll bring the man of the center here. Now, when I look at my panel of guests this morning, I have an expert, an ENT specialist. When I look at the extreme end, I have a Rotarian. If it was government, I would call him a development partner. In the middle, I have a parent of a child, and representing an organization of parents with children. Now, how best can we build this synergy, and how relevant is it? Eddie.
Thank you, Robert, for having me here again. Hearing loss is a spectrum, and which needs a multifaceted approach for treatment. Now, this, because it's multifaceted, we need a number of professionals, multi-professional as well. You're talking about the surgeons, you're talking about the speech therapists, you're talking about the audiologists, you're talking about the counselors, psychologists. And sometimes you may even need neuro professionals to talk about so many things which are happening in there. So to coordinate this multifaceted team, you need to have somebody at the center. And the best person there is the stakeholder. Because we have our friends, the Rotarians. It is expensive as well. So to help mitigate the expenses involved, you need to bring resources from all corners. So so it is a partnership it's a unique partnership between the professionals, the private sector, and the parents. So, and here his voice is playing this unique role in bringing us to where the nation is able to tackle hearing loss with ease. like Dr. Zaramba was talking about, he had to go out of the country to do his fellowship and all this. Because of our partnership with Rotary, with Makerere University, with so many other partners, we are able to bring these services home. Today, we don't have to export patients to go and have surgeries in Germany or in the US. Our doctors are up to speed. They are able to carry out surgeries here. We are able to fit hearing aids here. And we even have support system in place to, you talked about the aftercare. The support system in place to make sure that when a gadget breaks down, where can I find it? Do I have to go back to the manufacturer in Australia? Do I have to go back in Britain? No, we have distributors in the country who are able to bring these services. For example, we work strongly with Biomedics Products Limited to make sure that if a parent is looking for a cable, or if a child is at school and needs a cable, you can run to Biomedics Limited. And I'm glad to say this here. Of late, we have had issues where these gadgets are being stolen. Yes. Third term last year, a child was at the stage, escorted by her big sister, and a gentleman just came from behind and plucked off the processor. I will show you the kind of processor.
Because I want to look at, if my cameraman, let's look at the gadget we are talking about.
Yeah, so this processor is very critical for somebody to hear. Without it, you can't hear. So people think this is a new technology of maybe an... So somebody went and stole this from a child. So and even 2 weeks ago, a parent home was broken into, and the processor was stolen. So we also appreciate, we need to make sure that the community appreciates that these are actually the ears of these people. It's not a headphone, it is an ear, and it's very expensive. So just imagine a child who is using this to go to class and a thief has gone with it.
Now, if someone stole that, can it work independently?
It can't work because this is tailored.
Because also you must tell the thieves that what you're stealing has no value.
Yeah,
you may think that if I steal that, because someone will hear that this gadget maybe costs about 3 million, and they would think that that is the entire gadget. If I stole it and went to someone with an hearing impairment, maybe I'll get like a 2M or a 1M. But now you're stealing something useless.
It's
because
useless.
when you steal it, you've not taken the entire gadget, and no one is going to purchase it, I want to believe.
No one is going to purchase it because this is tuned to your hearing. Even if I'm using 2 and I put this side inside, it won't work. It is programmed to you as Robert for your left ear and for your right ear. So if you steal it, you're not going to use it. You're just depriving of this child, of this individual.
Usually I see they have remotes, something that looks like a remote.
Yeah, these remotes are also available to help change programs because we're on different programs. So we use a remote to change from one program to another, to increase volume and all that. But technology has also changed. You're able to do that using Bluetooth. You can pair your gadget to your phone. You don't have to walk around with a remote now. But for children, because they're not using the phones, you use a remote. So this technology is available. You asked how, therefore, do we work together? So we need the families to keep beating the drum in the communities, to also work with the donors, to partner with us to bring services. We've been talking about a lot about the temporal bone lab at Makerere University Hospital and the screening center at Makerere. All these services are available to increase services, to make it more affordable. So we are working together to bring these services. And how I pray that down the road we will train more speech therapists who will go to Kasese. We'll train more speech therapists who will go to Moyo. We'll train audiologists who will sit in every national referral hospital, so that there are more services available.
Well, thank you. And Doctor, now critically, we talk of availability of gadgets, which is very good. But I want to also know from you, you have a very rich background. You've been at the ministry, at the helm for some time, on issues, how far we have gone as far as training ENT surgeons, but also speech therapists, because when the surgeons are done, now if I've lost, I need this therapist. I know a number of therapists, but little do I know about speech therapists.
Robert, we are doing well so far as the ear, nose and throat surgeons are concerned. From the last count, I think we're about close to 60 plus. But of course, a few of us have retired. But I must say I'm thankful to the young ones who are continuing to hold the font and training more and more ENT surgeons. Their biggest problem is that they lack equipment. We would expect at every regional referral hospital to have at least 1 or 2 ENT surgeons. But there are a number of regional hospitals that don't have. But we hope soon it will happen. As Rotary, we're also struggling to make sure that we continue to expand our tentacles and make more partners to see if they can help. We can help the ministry and some of these hospitals. I hope we shall do so. Now, as for speech therapists, we are still lagging behind. We have not been producing as many as possible. Again, the specialty is not as is not so popular as it were.
Just use the word profitable. Doctor, I know we are talking about charity, because also in medicine I noticed that also people opt for areas where you frequently be in action. Thus, if you're to move around today, you're looking at gynecologists. There are so many, because there is so much regarding that area. If you're to go to psychiatrists, you find there are so many. If you're to go to those that deal with children, there are also many. Now here, speech therapists.
But I think I want the population to understand that actually it's a specialty that is so crucial.
Yes.
I think Eddie will tell you, somebody who has worked with them, he knows how important they can be.
Yes.
So we want to encourage our young people to take up that specialty. Rehabilitation therapists, again, they are very few, but we are hoping that with our zeal and with a man like Ed here, we should be able to produce many more in this country. And now I have to thank Eddie here. Eddie has revolutionized the issues of hearing impairment in this country. People might not know it, but his commitment, having been as a stakeholder, has revolutionized the approach to hearing impairment improvement. So I thank you very much, Eddie. Please keep it up. And I want to also salute Dominic, who is the project coordinator, that he has internalized what it means to do hearing impairment improvement.
So, well, Doctor, also in the interest of time, let me just have your final remark.
The final remark is that World Health Organization designated 3rd of March as the
World Hearing Day.
World Hearing Day. And we expect, and I'm calling my colleagues, I'm told are going to have a World Hearing Day in Kayunga, in the Kayunga Hospital. They have already made arrangements, and they are hoping that people will come for screening, for treatment. Many of us don't hear because we have got wax plugged in our ears, so that will be sorted out. So we encourage as many people as possible to go to Kayunga and at least get the services. Of course, we have the activities that is going to be at Eddie's place. So we encourage the population to go take advantage.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Zaramba. Now, Eddie, in a minute, please, your parting shot.
Thank you. Let me just say something little about your profitability in speech therapy. The burden of hearing loss is increasing globally. World Health Organization says by the year 2050, over actually 1 billion youths will be having a problem of hearing because of the way we are using technology. Now, if there is need, if there is a place for us to invest, it is actually in the rehabilitation place. I'm appealing to the community. If there is a course being advertised in speech therapy, this is a bubble yet to burst. If there is a course in audiology, we need audiologists at a degree level. If there is a course going to be advertised anywhere, this is a place you should go for if you're looking for a job, because you will not need to be employed. You will create your own job because of the burden of hearing loss we have and because of the so many solutions. In conclusion, I want to encourage our viewers to come test your ears. You don't know what you're walking around with. We have a free hearing screening at Hear His Voice Uganda throughout next week. And it's a sandwich between the Cochlear International Day, which is happening on the 25th of February. So we're having so many activities, screening at Hear His Voice, and again we will also be at Kayunga Regional Referral Hospital to just make sure that we are giving these services to the people who most need it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Eddie, and finally, Dominic.
Thank you, Robert. Certainly, there is a lot that is happening in Rotary because we have what we call the avenues of service, and it is very important that people know that we are doing a lot. But for this specific area, which is in health, we are inviting the community to come and screen for their hearing loss, even when you suspect, even when you think you're okay, because there could be some intervention that can be done so that you don't wait until you need to be fitted with a gadget. So come on Monday to Ntinda, Hear His Voice Uganda. This place is, you turn off just direct opposite Shell Ntinda, next to Hardware World. The stage is known as Kafene stage, and when you reach there and you ask Hear His Voice, you should be able to get there. So please come and test. We have got other programs that we are dealing with. One of them is to do with the anti-slavery of our children in schools, to get to know the dangers, and we shall be holding a discussion and a community assessment at Bulenga Modern Primary School on 1st of March. And these are some of the programs. And as Rotary, we are trying to look at areas that actually other people may think are not profitable, but we think they are very important for the community.
Well, I just want to thank you so much, Dominic, Eddie, and Dr. Sam Zaramba for your time and the effort and the willingness. And generally, allow me to thank all Rotarians all over the world. Thank you so much for giving to the needy. Thank you so much for sacrificing what you have for someone to have a better life. Please, let's all adhere to this campaign. Go and find out. Some health issues are rectified if identified early. Have a lovely day. May the good Lord bless you. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.